You may know there's this brand new Dasher Rewards variant, an updated version called the Overall Dasher Rating Program, but admittedly, basically no one has it. It's in very few select marketplaces, but consider this. While it might be an improvement to the V1 Dasher Rewards, you can't even get it, sure, until it comes to your marketplace, but you can't even get it until you have this, the updated on-time rate. Go into your ratings tab right now. Does it say on-time early rates or the newer on-time rates? Why does it matter though? Two reasons. First one's pretty important. It's deactivation, losing your Dasher account. Basically, if you're very late to the merchant or the customer too many times, there goes your access to the DoorDash platform. But it's not necessarily just on-time rates. That's like sometimes being a little bit late. That's more extreme lateness, like 15 minutes plus, and that is a contract violation. So it's more contract violations. But number two is, yes, the V2 basically of Dasher Rewards. Now you might be thinking, Mike, but you just said basically no one has the overall Dasher rating pilot program or V2. I don't got to worry about it. Probably like 3 to 5 marketplaces have it. I have the on-time early. I am good. Yeah, but consider this. Remember, on V1, look at this criteria of the original Dasher Rewards program. There is nothing on here about your on-time early rates. It's not even considered, but it is considered on V2 and is considered pretty heavily, being the second most weighted points criteria on this new program. Those points added together now determine your qualification of silver, gold, and platinum. So the newer updated on-time rates, how important is it actually? This email went out to Dashers maybe a month or so ago. Let me know down below in the comments if you got this. This detailed in part that the new on-time calculation is going to be based on the last 100 completed deliveries, exactly like your acceptance rates and your completion rates, not like the on-time early, which was based on lifetime deliveries. Now, they also said that things happen on the road, right? Tricky customer drop-offs, traffic, maybe probably the most common, long waits at the restaurants. And DoorDash will exclude 10 of these late deliveries for things that are outside of your control. Now look at this though. I'm kind of wondering if this is ever going to change on the on-time rate calculation, because this is pretty important. And since it is now linked to V2 Dasher Rewards, again, I don't know if this is going to change. It says, are all delivery types included in the last 100 on-time rating? And it says no, shop and deliver are excluded from the on-time rating. So if that's your main thing here, and it's calculated based on the last 100 deliveries, I'm very curious how that's going to affect your qualifications for V2. Because if you do a lot of shop and deliver, none of those counts for your calculations on your points, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. Now, this next part, though, that determines when a delivery is considered late might be one of the most important things here, so don't leave this video. Drop a like if you can. A delivery is generally considered late when it is completed past, right here, the expected time shown when you accept the offer. And deliveries completed up to 10 minutes late may still count as on time, which is nice, but it says right there in the beginning, apparently, let me know if I'm reading this correctly, the time that really matters is, again, the time shown when you accept the offer, like this. The pickup by and delivery by times shown during your delivery are updated in real time based on current conditions. However, as detailed above, again, repeating what we just said here, whether a delivery is considered on time or late is based on the expected time window shown, again, when you accepted the offer. So it's great that they update this, like, okay, arrive by whatever, pickup time. And then after you pick it up, it says deliver by, but that's great. They adjust it based on real-time conditions, but the only time that apparently matters is that first time. And that first time considers potential waits. It considers potential traffic. We're going to get into that. That's important. Going back to the overall Dasher rating V2 pilot program, that's the first hint, because obviously right now, not a lot of marketplaces at all have V2. If you have the new on-time rates, obviously that has to come first. You have to have the on-time rate first to go into this points calculation. So if you have it, that might be an indicator you might be getting V2 soon. But which is better though? Do we like the new on-time rates, 100 delivery calculation? There's more flexibility there. It's easier to recover. Or do you like the on-time early, traditional, like original way of doing it, calculating on lifetime deliveries? Now, I asked you which one's better, and the results surprised me because we're not really sure yet. The voting was pretty even, certainly not definitive. And I think 31% like the prior on-time early because that's what we're familiar with. And we can't quite compare yet because we don't have the on-time rate. 45%, basically half of Dashers, weren't even sure which one might be better. So that's a lot of Dashers, not quite sure yet which is better. So let's go over the pros and cons of this on-time rate. A pro, as mentioned, is it is more liquid. It's more constantly changing, so you can recover. Remember, you have the 10 deliveries that are automatically excluded. Traffic, long restaurant wait times. Go in there, by the way, if you have a pickup and it's not ready, go in there and say, like, report an issue, and it says, delivery wasn't started till I get there, excessive wait time. I'd always click on that. So hopefully, as long as I'm going from A to B, there's not too many delays, hopefully, and as long as those ETA estimates on the offer screen are generally accurate, then I'll have a good point count for V2 Dasher rewards. But that's also definitely a con because I showed you we've never considered the on-time early rates for V1 Dasher rewards. That was never considered. So now it's just another metric to watch and another metric that is being watched. Probably my biggest concern are those ETAs on the offer screen, because if that's the ETA we're using, like this initial offer screen, the deliver by ETA, which is shown based on DoorDash's estimates here, it kind of all hinges on the accuracy of those estimates if I have enough time to make the delivery. Because I've heard from some of our team members, viewers like you, again, consider subscribing here, that no, they're not giving you enough time on the ETAs to make a sound, normal delivery from A to B. For instance, look here at the revised points here. When DoorDash initially announced these points for on-time rate, it wasn't even correct. But a on-time rate of 96% is very high, and a low of 86 is a low end of high. So 86 plus on time is, we'll say, acceptable, basically. The other ones are fine. I just want to make a point of how feasible is that being on time, we'll say at least 86% of the time. You can go from A to B. Please don't take different assignments on different apps at the same time. It's going to cause you to be late. I'm just telling you. But I feel like as long as, again, this is what it hinges on, as long as DoorDash's ETAs are pretty accurate, you should be around, in my opinion, at least 90% plus. That's actually a task and a marker that DoorDash should watch, that most Dashers should be at the same, basically on-time rate, or really an increased rate of probably 3 to 5+%, because it's a better true indicator of being on time, your last 100 deliveries versus lifetime, when myself and other Dashers, you just kind of get stuck because it's too big of a sample size. It just doesn't change because you have thousands of deliveries. Overall verdict on this thing that literally you need first before you can even qualify or have the V2 overall Dasher rating pilot program. I think it's a net positive. I like the flexibility because my on-time early makes no sense at 84%, always going from A to B. I don't hit a lot of traffic at all here in Pittsburgh. I don't make pit stops. I don't take different apps at the same time. There's no reason it should be 84. So I'm anticipating like 94 on the new rate here. if it's a net positive, if those ETAs on the offer screen are accurate. What do you think?